what's the plan?
Destiny.
GSL.
Don't get in my way now.
Back here at the GSL Codas, the final chapter of this group is about to unfold. Will it be MMA, who normally beats MVP except for today, or is it going to be MVP, who may very well prove that he has finally overcome his rival?
That's right, and wouldn't he like that a lot? I mean, MMA has beaten MVP guys before today every time in GSL.
Yeah.
He's taken a championship off of him. He's eliminated from tournaments. It's been brutal because MVP would have even more wins if it wasn't for MMA.
Yeah.
No other man has been able to stop MVP.
He would actually be the record holder for GSL.
MVP,
championships.
He would have been the meteor that hits Earth if it weren't for the Superman that is MMA.
Yeah.
But today, MMA is holding Kryptonite. Well, actually, no, if he was Superman, he'd still win. Even though he's holding Kryptonite, he would still stop the meteor because Superman is stupid.
Superman
is called Superman.
Or Stupid Man.
Either way.
No, I don't know what the good Superman comics are either, by the way, on that note.
I heard there actually are good ones, though.
Yeah, I actually...
That aren't just the trash that I was...
The one I read was The Death of Superman.
That sounds good.
This guy kills him, yeah. It's pretty awesome. Pretty good action sequence.
Lex Luthor's the good guy.
That's you, Artosis. You are Lex Luthor. All right, head-to-head. MVP versus MMA. In reverse of the camera shots we just had there. The winner gets out of this group and moves on in the GSL Codas.
GSL. Welcome to GSL Entomb Valley.
In the bottom left, we have our Terran player. Historically, he beats his opponent, but history might change today. Let's see if he can do it. His ID is...
Flares MMA.
And in the upper left, we have our other Terran player in the blue. He's won 3 GSL Codasses, and he's here looking for 4. His ID is...
AGIM MVP.
Okie dokie. Gas first for MMA. Something crazy might happen.
Looking forward to it.
MVP, are you going to make a barracks, or are you just going to go command center first?
Well, you know, the other thing is that I think this map is better for MVP. I think Whirlwind really was MMA's map.
Yes.
Now, who knows? Maybe he's going to use that map here if he loses. But then MVP could just pick an MVP map. So this should be tough. Then again, MMA normally, except for today, beats MVP. So who knows? It's still anybody's game, and the games that we even cast, at which so even anyways.
Yeah. Well, MVP is going for that very quick command center first, whereas MMA with his refinery first. Now,
wow, actually, look at this: 6-1 on Entomb Valley versus 8-4. So maybe I was wrong about that. But their stats guys here at GOMTV pull up some really intriguing stats.
Now, I want to see what MMA is going to do here. If he goes straight into Reactor Hellions, which we do see some today, or we have seen some today and do see sometimes, that could be really good because MVP may possibly not have a bunker up.
Yeah.
And with his very late barracks, that would be an issue. And in fact, it does look like it's going to be some Reactor Hellion. So... This is a little bit scary. You know, the factory's finishing around the same time as the barracks for MVP, so does he throw up an instant bunker? That's the question. I think he might. It's going to have to be pretty soon, though.
Note that MVP. We're going to have to... Sorry to cast these two guys in the same game. We're going to have MVP just now scout. We see the SCVs almost getting to the guys, to MMA's base. And notice Starport sort of tucked away in the upper left corner of MMA's base.
Oh my god, MMA just let the SCV in.
Oh no.
I'm unbelievably surprised.
Insta-bunker that.
And this is actually not Reactor Hellions, by the way. It's Reactor Marines with Hellions, which is fine too. And he is getting a Starport with 1 gas, so probably going to see a medevac out of that right away. But yeah, this build, MVP definitely can hold. This is not as
especially
scary
the bunker
as
at the ramp.
Yeah, if he happened to go Reactor Hellions, we could have some Hellions up there right now, doing some harassment. Maybe not kill him, but damage him, keep him away from his Expo for a long time. But MVP is going to lift up anyways, just to be super safe about it.
All right. Marines are moving out now, along with the Hellions. And the medevac's about to pop out. I think that SCV is actually stuck behind the starport.
Yeah, I think you're right, actually. I think it looks like he's actually going to pick the SCV up and bring it with him.
Oh, you know what? He is, yeah. So I'm guessing, yeah, maybe he wants to repair those.
Could be. You know what else wouldn't be too bad? A bunker.
Oh, you know what? Actually, that's a very good point. Because,
yeah.
You know, MVP has a reactor on his factory.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, what this means is that would be pretty strong. That'd be a pretty good idea, I think.
All right, see how much damage you can possibly do over here. MVP's Hellions trying to deny this, but you know, with the frankly, with the medevac there, they heal so quickly.
Yeah,
they're not even really doing damage. There's almost no point even doing this.
That's right. He wants to draw some hits from the depot. He doesn't want to lose the depot, but he lost 1, which is a big deal. And now with 3, though, he definitely can do damage. So, well done. Holds that. And it looks like this was for repair, Tasteless. It wasn't for my fantasy bunker.
Too bad. Oh my god, and it just says that Viking pops out. So does another one.
But he gets a repair there with 3 SCVs, so he should win that, but he doesn't want to walk into Marine range. Now, he lost the depot just because he was repairing that Viking there, so
which is fine.
A well-done play by MMA, to be honest. MVP right now continuing on his Hellion route, continuing on his Viking route as well. He's pretty safe, though. The aggression here is almost over with. I mean, he might try to get that 1 bunker, one depot one more time, but that would be the maximum what he would try, and I don't think he even will, because he knows there's going to be too many Hellions right now for him to really do that, even with the medevac there.
All right, another Viking comes up here, which can allow that second one to land. And I think he's got to be careful. Can't afford to lose that medevac. Oh, wow, nice. He actually got that Viking.
Yeah, very nice volley there. And the Hellions got down.
And he's got to fan out his army here.
And he is making that barrack, that bunker, but
if MVP loses all these, if he loses all these Hellions here, that's so bad.
And it looks like he's gonna, man. These Vikings doing a great job. Landed Vikings very good against him. Oh my god, he might actually get out with some of them. Actually coming over and using them for some hits, but they die so quickly. And a pretty good Viking shot there, taking down that medevac.
Kind of forcing them out.
Yeah, I would say I thought MVP handled this super well. That 1 rundown didn't quite do what he wanted, though. And also, as far as MMA goes, the bunker a little bit later than he wanted. But now a Siege Tank is coming. That Siege Tank is actually going to complicate things greatly, and MVP knows that. That's why he's walking down this ramp. He cannot let that Siege Tank get him at the choke.
The Vikings, again, very good usage of Viking landing here.
And now we have...
MVP might have to lift again.
Yeah, he's bringing SCVs, because, I mean, that Siege Tank, he could have sieged the ramp, and he's not going to mine for even longer. MMA is already fully mining at home at his expansion. Yeah. So, I mean, MMA definitely made that a worthwhile set of attacks. It's 35 SCVs to 34. Super close right there. Unit count, approximately similar for both players. I don't want to say one player's ahead or behind. So he did a great job. Really great job. 3rd Command Center, though, going to be up way before for MVP. Who's, by the way, going Mac.
Miek. All right, the Hellions not going to help MVP this time around. Note the siege tank count right now is 3-0, with MMA in the lead for that.
The non-mech player.
The non-mech player
With all
has
the mech.
more tanks, yeah.
Yeah, and he's going to have siege mode pretty quickly. So his Marine siege tank attack is going to be really good. He's actually already adapted the style that MVP's been showing him, which is super heavy on Hellions and Vikings early on. And the one thing that's really good against that is siege tanks with some Marine support. The Marine support is mostly to keep Vikings from landing on them. And the siege tanks kind of do everything else. So this is a great unit composition
This
by
actually
MMA.
could end MVP.
I think this is going to do a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Because that siege mode already being done, and MVP's getting his, but it's just a little bit too late. This push is going to happen. He's going to get some damage in at least.
You can see the Hellions are going to try to intercept here. Actually, wow, nice placement here by MVP.
Yeah, really well done.
My God,
by
man.
MVP. He's doing everything.
Now he needs to keep these Vikings alive. And the medevac. He gets the medevac.
All right, so this he's actually delayed this push quite a bit. It's not going to deal nearly as much damage as he wanted. And with his siege mode just about to finish, he just has to be patient. Just has to be patient.
Siege mode, only a few seconds away, but the Vikings are getting shut down here. Now if he positions this right, he can't get those Vikings, so they can't leave, but it looks like they get up just in time.
Oh, waste a few Hellions there.
Yep.
Gotta be careful about that.
But now siege mode's up for MVP, so I don't think there's anything he can really do.
Yeah, he's stabilized. And so now we have a mech player, stable, 3 bases. A bio player, stable, and in fact, with a little advantage as far as positioning goes. But only on 2 bases. He does have his 3rd command, but hasn't landed it yet. So I would give, even though positionally speaking, MMA is far in the lead, and I'm talking about positionally on the map, not positionally in the game. Positioning on the map, he's in the lead, but as far as where this game is at, MVP is going to be happy with himself.
Yeah.
All right. After all is said and done, they're pretty close in supply. He's stable. He has a good amount of Vikings, good amount of siege tanks. He's all set. You can sit on 3 bases and max out his Terran, in Terran versus Terran with mech if you want. It can be hard to break out, so he's going to have to be careful about that, though.
Well, again, here's that 3rd hidden base here for MMA. Now remember,
I love that.
The game that MVP lost did involve a hidden base, so
that's so true.
Keep that in mind, guys.
And that's the perfect spot for it too, right? I mean, it's
like the most removed location from MVP on the map.
Mech's never going to go down there. It's just he's not going to check it most likely unless he's thinking about the last game and the way that MMA abused him. I mean, it's a great spot for it.
As you can see here, MVP just readying the siege tanks out, trying to see if he can take off any of the corners here of this contain.
Now, let's see here. MVP, his plan is just standard mech. He's just kind of getting everything going, another command center. The one thing to point out is that no Ravens are being made. Whereas we look at MMA, and he's got an okay amount of Marauders at 8, but he's adding another factory, which means he wants to hold tight over here with a big siege tank line. And that's a good style. If you're going to go bio against mech, I mean, you can go just straight bio all day till you're blue in the face, and a strong mech player is probably going to beat you.
Till you're blue in the face?
Till you're blue in the face, man. But if you go it with double factory siege tanks pretty quick, like MMA is doing here, and you're making a nice siege line, it's incredibly hard for mech to break out, especially without point defense structure, which is definitely something that
MVP is not doing right now.
Yeah, he's not going for Ravens at all. He doesn't have a tech lab on a starport, so. I mean, this is a good style, a good strategy here by MMA. I really like it.
If you look at it, actually, it's like 7 tanks to 11. So, obviously MVP is eventually. Well, hold on, he's now moving out here. Now the Vikings are going to give MVP this edge of where he can actually have vision without having to burn up scans. So if he's careful enough, he can actually push MMA. We'll see if that happens though.
Yeah. Now MMA has his sensor tower set up. He's going to want to be very careful about how many meals he uses because he'll need scans as he sees units moving forward on the sensor towers. He's going to have to spend a lot of his speed checking for little red exclamation points on his screen, basically. He wants to keep his tanks in a straight line, and he wants to scan the second anything moves forward.
The straighter the line, the better, too.
Yes, you want him in a completely straight line if possible. He doesn't quite have that here.
All right, he's going to take out this additional add-on. And MMA is being pushed back here, guys. By the way, MVP maxed out, so he may try to bust him.
Look at that beautiful turret ring on the
That's
side.
very StarCraft 1-esque.
Yeah, that's a great one. You know, he was actually a practice partner in StarCraft 1 and very talented young kid in StarCraft 1, so he knows things like this.
I feel like normally we'd see the turret line with Mac. The guy who's going Mac making the turret line. Now, also note, even though MMA is being pushed back, that doesn't mean MVP has a lot of wiggle room here. Stimming, and moving forward.
Oh, that was a little bit bad by MMA. MMA is, you know, this is what I mentioned before, actually, about Antigua and why I thought our MVP could win, is straight up in a positional battle, MVP is a better player.
Yeah.
But on a gigantic map, that type of, like, crazy positional battle, his opponent's better.
He's pulled SCVs.
Here we go, and that's a lot of Marauders, but doesn't matter. That is so many siege tanks. The SCV's going up and taking a lot of siege tank fire.
Oh my God, he is completely obliterating everything that is MMA. With Vikings now landing, the siege tanks coming over here to wipe out the Thor and the final tank, and he is not stopping, guys.
No, he is not.
He sacked a bunch of SCVs so he could make more mech, but also so that he would have way more mech after that battle. He's actually going to go for the main, it looks like. It's going to make these two factories basically useless. No, excuse me, he's going to go for the third.
Well, he's going to siege up, and yeah, those two factories going to be useless, which is great for MVP, because siege tanks are all he's going to worry about at this point. The other thing he should worry about, though, is being dropped on his tanks, because he has, like, very little anti-air here. He has 4 Marines to his army, that's it.
And MMA having to move out, and don't forget, there's a hidden base at the bottom right. Also note that MVP is now taking the 4th base to the top center location. He's scanning and saying, I think, wait a minute, can I push in here any further? More mech stuff back over there in the base of MVP. Damn. Well, MMA loading up a couple medevacs. Looks like he's going to go for a counter drop right now, see if he can't get some damage done. You know, what's happened here? He's lost his main army and he's lost his 3rd base, but he's still on 3 fully mining bases, or 3 base basically, against someone that's on 4. So if he can maybe take out one of MVP's bases, that brings him a long way to getting even. All right, this is an important base to get, but it does look like it's going to be chased out here by these Hellions. Really nice micro on those Marines, pulling them back against Hellions, then bringing them back up when the Hellions are targeting Marauders. Really well done, but just way too much here for MVP. And at this point, MMA has to be scratching his head trying to figure out how he can actually come back here. You know, he's focusing so heavily on siege tanks, but there's so many already siege. And here he goes, stimming and running forward. A small mistake here, GG. Tough to go down that lip down there. Yeah, I guess it's pretty hard to decide exactly how to do that scenario, but if he loads up into medevacs and drops on the tanks, there's no anti-air there. That would have been a way to break out and maybe try to get back to even a little bit more. But you know, that was a hectic and crazy game there at the end, and the MVP just kind of rolled him over tempo-wise. Oh man, MMA looks so good in that game, but MVP, again, these are the kind of maps MVP just wins on. Yeah, no matter what. Absolutely, man. You know, MMA, I want to point out one other thing as well, is that this guy might not be back to his full shape, okay? You know, obviously he's playing the best StarCraft we've really seen out of him because he's been gone for a bit, but we really in comparison to everyone else, he was in kind of a slump. He was kind of out of the picture for a little bit. I feel like he can still recover and become like top 5 World Terran again. He doesn't quite look like that tonight, but you can see that he's maybe not that far off. Well, you could see like the beauty in his play. Yes. You could see the intelligence, the adroit decision-making, but it's like, okay, he's against MVP and he's against Taja. Like, this is really... Well, I mean, yeah, that's as hard as you can get. It's not fair. It's not fair. Sorry, guys, I'm just too much of an MMA fan. Yeah, I know you are. I had to post that on the forum. All right, guys, can MMA come back? Well, it is a good map for him, Tasteless. What map? Whirlwind. Awesome. So it's a map that MMA has won on before.
That's right.
Can he do it again?
You know what? I think for sure we'll see Biotank again. I think for sure it's going to take forever for anyone to die.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
be a
mind
pretty
seeing,
long game.
Yeah, and the thing is, MVP, I wouldn't even say that he should cheese here because there were times where he was ahead that last time. So I think he's going to play his standard, pretty strong style and see if he can do it.
All right, guys. It looks like the game has now started, and we're going to get this going, man. TVT. If MMA wins this, we go into our final game of the day. If MVP wins this, it's all over and MMA's out. Here in Seoul, Korea with the best StarCraft 2 players in the world, they call it the GSL Codex.